Hey, what's going on, guys? We're here in the Comics Corner with Nerd-O-Rama Network at the lovely Red Gear Studios here in the beautiful Clearwater, Florida. My name's Mike Reed.
I'm Nick Graffeo.
And today we're doing a slight trailer breakdown. What are our thoughts? A little review on the trailer for Spider-Man Far From Home. What are our thoughts? What are your thoughts?
And after this, Mike will have a delicious vegan recipe for chicken piccata.
Absolutely. What's chicken piccata? I honestly don't know what that is.
Do you also realize you're agreeing to make a chicken dish that's vegan? There you go, buddy. There you go.
That's why I'm the talent. All right, let's jump right on into it, man. What'd you think?
I thought the trailer was actually was pretty entertaining. I mean, a lot of people were commenting on it already, but the irony of Tom Holland giving a spoiler warning and a trailer
that was kind of cool. I thought that was neat.
Was pretty good.
I thought that was neat.
I think the only way they'd be better is if they had what's his Bruce Banner live cast the trailer from his pocket.
And I was reading what I thought was a fake script because it was like Spider-Man's in space. So I didn't finish it, but I found out it was real.
Okay. I don't even know how to react to what Tom just said there. Yeah. I mean, I really don't.
What did I just say?
You said Spider-Man's in space.
Oh, that thing. Right, yeah. It's really awesome.
It's like Men in Black. Every 20 seconds, we just wipe it.
I've had, on Spider-Man 1, not that I've done more than one,
That's dope. Thought you'd like to be the first to see the poster for the movie. Enjoy, Mark Ruffalo.
I was like, do you know how this ends? He was like, yeah. I was like, tell me. He's like, nope.
So everybody knows but you.
Yeah, I'm very stressed right now because this is live, so I'm really just trying to sit on it and let these guys do the talking.
I have big hands.
Whenever Chris Pratt and Dave Bautista...
And then immediately, like, my thought process was like, oh, it's gonna be spoilers. Like, oh, they might say something about the snapper in game, whatever. Literally, the next thing is like everyone.
Iron Man's dead.
Yeah, the first thing. Yeah, Iron Man's dead. Spoilers. Iron Man's dead. And like they have a mural of him, and it's just Spider-Man. I'm like, oh my god, they went for the jugular on it. Like it's immediately Tom Holland wasn't lying to us, America.
Yeah.
So I wonder. Looking at everything, this gave a lot more of Mysterio, and they talk about a multiverse in this.
Mysterio mentions that he's from a different Earth and that he's now in this Earth. We don't know how he's here. Nick Fury gives some like throwaway line like, "Oh, the snap tore a hole in our dimension" or some crap like that.
Yeah, which I sat there and I was like, I wonder how that works. But then I was like, whatever, movies, great. I was like,
Deus Ex Doctor Strange's gonna come out of nowhere. Don't look. Okay, that dimension's gone now. We're good.
My favorite thing that Doctor Strange ever did was just looks very like we watched Tombstone together, and he gives like the fucking Tombstone like a Tombstone right after White kills somebody, and that's immediately in my mind when I was like, oh fuck, Doctor Strange seeing Tombstone.
Just imagine Chris Evans walking out of nowhere. Thanos called down the thunder. Well, now he's got it.
Yeah, man, that was a good movie. So Far From Home trailer. There are some things that I really like in it. Like the next part of the trailer, you see Spider-Man kind of doing this fight in this restaurant thing. The cool thing I noticed about the trailer is he has different suits throughout the trailer, and I think that's becoming more mainstream with Spider-Man now. Like the game.
Yeah, really. Ever since they did the whole like after Brand New Day when they did big time and Spider-Man started making his own specialized suits. Right. There's been a plethora of just suits that have been showing up lately. So
I thought it was cool. I don't know how he's like. I read a lot of Spider-Man. I don't know how. With the Iron Spider suit, things are all that difficult for him anymore. Like with the Iron Spider suit,
that Iron Spider suit killed like 35 goddamn fucking like Outlanders.
Yeah.
In game, he's just like kill mode and starts shanking people all around him.
No, that's what I'm saying. Is like, and nothing against this suit. I think it's a great suit. I just think that was good. I liked at the end of Endgame it breaks. I was like, and the fact that I seen like him handling street crime with it. I was a little like, that kind of takes away the
I expect Doc Ock to show up now just, like, shanking people with his metal arms. Don't worry, don't mind me, folks. I'm just robbing the bank because he's just impaling people on his way through the bank.
If the next Spider-Man isn't, like, Spider-Man, like, homicide. Like, It's not worth it, man. No, so that kind of like made me like, that kind of made me take pause and not take pause, but I was like, kind of takes away the underdog feel of Spider-Man. Reading Spider-Man comic books, every comic book is kind of like, this guy is an underdog fighting up.
Yeah.
I think it takes it away. But other than that, you get to see that scene. You kind of a big part of this trailer, and I don't know if it's a good or bad thing, is like picking up where Tony left off, or feeling like that I have to be.
Yeah, like he's basically in Tony's shadow, and he's got to be the next Iron Man, which doesn't really make a lot of sense. I mean, you've got a lot of different characters who can easily step into Iron Man's shadow. Why is the 15-year-old kid from Queens doing it? It just doesn't really click there. I do like the stealth suit they introduced. Right. You see towards like the middle of the trailer where he's fighting like a giant fire elemental creature.
I did enjoy that stealth suit.
That stealth suit was pretty cool, and it looks like it's gonna be something completely different than the actual Iron Spider costume, because there's actually like layers to it. He's wearing goggles on top. He's got like shoulder pads that are not one actual just like one single suit. So I think we're gonna see that come into play. I did find it ironic that he's stealthing while fighting a giant flaming creature.
So let's talk about Mysterio. So we get a lot of, we talked about it a little bit, we get a lot of Easter eggs, little nuggets, like, oh fuck, introduce the multiverse. I think that's going to be a this is what I honestly thought watching it. I was like, alright, well DC officially has nowhere else to go. Because like DC's, because if Marvel is going to do the
multiverse,
we're going to make a 22 movies in this one shared universe movie thing. That's great. DC's only way to kind of like, I think the only way to like, and we're gonna change the game with a fucking multiverse, which I think is the idea. I think that now that MCU, I thought that was the idea because they have the Joker.
Disney just releases the new name. It's no longer the MCU; it's the Worlds of Marvel. Just as a big middle finger to DC.
Woo! Man, I'm a DC fan, DC boy. I was hoping, like, I think DC's fucked because there's nowhere else to go now. Because if Marvel's gonna do a multiverse, well, that's all DC. That's the bread. If you've read anything, DC, it's like all like it's a multiverse. That's all.
Well, I mean, Marvel's been doing the multiverse stuff for years now.
They have.
I mean, like with a lot of their stories, like the 29/9 saga, Spider-Gwen. I mean, the entire Secret Wars was all about the different multiverses collapsing in on each other. So I mean, they have a precedent there to actually do the multiverse.
100%. I just kind of think I think DC, for me at least, with George Perez, kind of started that multiverse trend.
Yeah, they kind of did.
With me, and so that's why I'm like, I think that's where DC kind of was where it started with. But I think that's interesting that they're going to do the multiverse. There's a part of me that's like, are they going to go on a multiverse adventure? Because Nick
Tobey
Fury,
Maguire and Andrew Garfield just walk by.
all my fucking money, man. All my fucking money.
Interesting thing about the trailer is that they're introducing the multiverse with Mysterio, which is kind of what they did in the Spider-Man comic when Mysterio from the main 616 universe breached into the Ultimate Universe. Right. And so he kind of had like this weird robot avatar that went around robbing people and just filtering money back across the multiverse. I don't understand his whole end game there. Right. But no, I think it was kind of a cool way to introduce Mysterio that way.
Right. So I think that 100%. I read that comic. I think that I think that, and a lot of people online are like, no, he's fucking faking it. He's not from the multiverse. I think he might be from the multiverse, but he's selling it as, I was a hero in my universe. Yeah. What if he was a bad guy who just figured out how to use the hot multiverses? And he's like, well, fuck it, I'll be a hero here. That's what my thing is. My call is Mysterio is actually from the multiverse, but he's just a shitlord. From where he's from. Wherever he's from, they kicked him out. I was like, fuck you, Mysterio, go to another universe.
We should also point out that with the introduction of Mysterio, we now have 3 of the Sinister Six in play.
Yeah, I don't know.
Vulture,
you think Marvel's
Scorpion, and Mysterio.
You know, if they're setting up, I think about this. No, you know, if they're setting up Spider-Man to be the next Tony Stark or the next hero of the, because that's what this whole trailer was about.
I mean, it definitely seems that way, and I know that they were really heavily leaning on Brie Larson to take that role. But I mean, if you just watch any of the interviews with her, people don't really like her.
No one likes Brie Larson. Brie Larson, nobody liked Brie Larson, man. I don't know why, man. I'm not a huge fan of the Captain Marvel movie, don't get me wrong. But and I ain't got no problem with Brie Larson, but Brie Larson ain't really get a whole lot of love on the internet. And I don't know.
By the way, can we just commend Ben Mendelsohn for actually having a likable villain in that film?
What was that?
He played the main Skrull, Talos.
Yeah, Talos was funny as shit.
Because he's always playing like the bad guy from like Rogue One. He was playing the bad guy in
Ready Player One.
Ready Player One.
Oh, another one.
He just always plays like just asshole characters.
Bringing the trailer full around, the thing that really kind of struck me in the thing was all of Peter Parker's crew and I guess his aunt and everyone else just was snapped away, and then they came back 5 years later because all the kids look great.
I mean,
like,
that's pretty much the only explanation is that the snap happened, everybody disappeared, and they came back and they just played.
Everyone from Homecoming died
because I mean they really kind of need Far From Home to be that explanation of what exactly happened in this world. Because I mean, if Peter was the only one that got snapped away, then what's Ned still doing at high school?
100%. A lot of those kids are in college. I think it's kind of like I was talking to you in the car about it. I think it's kind of like when you're reading a comic book, you're reading this large anthology comic book, and then at the end there's an epilogue, and I think Spider-Man Homecoming is epilogue.
Yeah.
So, final thoughts. What is your final thoughts on the trailer going forward from the MCU?
I'm actually kind of excited for this because the way it seems to me is that with the introduction of the elemental creatures that we're finally getting, Molten Man, we're finally getting Sandman and Hydro Man introduced, kind of an obscure way. And if they do go with the multiverse theory where Mysterio is, came into this this new universe, maybe these are characters coming from a different universe as well. So we're seeing more aggressive or bestial versions of these characters, and maybe that might be their introduction into this world. Who knows?
Right. My final thought on the trailer, I think it's I told you at the end of Endgame, I was like, I'm kind of done with the MCU. Like, I feel Endgame felt like a natural period. Like, I'm done. And I watched this trailer, and I watched the original Far From Home trailer. I was like, I don't really care. I watched this trailer, and I was like, ooh, I wonder what they're doing. Now I kind of you pull me back in, Marvel. Fuck. Damn.
I'm giving up cigarettes. Oh no, there's one more.
There's just one little Far From Home cigarette I want to have. So I'm going to watch that. It's the last of the Infinity Saga movies that they've said officially. I think they're going to do multiverse, and I think the multiverse is going to be their next Infinity Saga. It might be the multiverse saga, whatever next.
Especially with them introducing the Eternals in the next coming phase.
Yeah, they are introducing the Eternals, aren't they? So we're going to wrap it up here at Comics Corner. Nick, it's been lovely.
Thank you, sir, for having me.
No, 100%. We're going to do more with Nick Graffeo. No, I'm sorry. I don't know. Very formal. We're going to do more with Nick Graffeo, more with me. Check out Nerd-O-Rama. Check out Nerd-O-Rama Network. Make sure to give us a like, subscribe, and check out the page. Thank you guys so much.
Thanks, guys.